Hello, folks. It's Evantz Saint-Gerard, your favorite realtor of New York, here in Queens and Long Island. I'm here with a special guest today. This is Brigitte Malik. Did I butcher your name? I think I did.
You're fine. You're fine.
All right, Brigitte is with Inspection Boys. I wanted her on the show today just to talk about some stuff when it comes to inspections for sellers and also for buyers. Let's talk about the sellers.
Awesome. I am here to help as much as I can. Thanks for having me, Evans. I appreciate it.
Anytime. So with the sellers, what should they know about when it comes to home inspections?
Well, the first thing and foremost that they should be aware of is they need to be prepared of the fact that once they have an accepted offer, right, on their house, a home inspector is going to be coming in. If the seller chooses, they can do a pre-listing inspection as well, so they have a better idea of what's going to come up once the buyer brings in their inspector. But I think one thing that's really, really, really important for them to understand, do not be offended, right, during the home inspection process. We understand.
Say that one more time, please. One more time.
Do not be offended, and sellers, this is your house. We get that. And you have somebody coming in who's telling you everything that's wrong with your house. And it's not meant to be an insult or any shape, way, or form. This is just part of the process, and home inspectors are there looking for deficiencies and major issues or safety concerns. And a lot of times sellers don't even know when there's actually something that's really wrong. So it's a good opportunity for them to actually fix things that really can be a safety issue.
Yeah, if I'm working with the seller, I usually tell my sellers, look, the home inspector is going to come in, they're going to do their job, open up the door, let them in, and let them do the job. And you go on the other side. Don't hover around the home inspector, especially now with COVID protocols. I'm pretty sure you guys have your own protocols that you have. Everybody's masked, wearing gloves and booties and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, we definitely do. And I think, sellers, it's strangers in your house, and they get really protective, and we completely understand it. But, this is also your opportunity to kind of, help the home inspector, right? Tell them, hey, my main meter's over here, or my boiler's over here. Or if you know that there's something broken in your house, maybe a window or something, let the inspector know so that no further damage is caused.
I think one of the key things, especially for the sellers, know where the water main, the main water main valve
Meter.
is, know
Yep.
where that is, the heater. I would say with the boiler room in particular, have that as uncluttered as possible. Translation, get all the stuff that doesn't belong in there out, so the person can come in, they can look at the water meter, not the water meter, the hot water heater, the boiler, and everything else, so they can get in and get out.
And you bring up a great point, right? Some houses, especially in New York City area, you have a lot of tenant-owned house, or not tenant-owned, tenant-occupied.
Yes.
Right. And a lot of times, tenants don't have access to certain areas of the home. So anytime there's a limitation that's preventing the inspector from accessing somewhere, right now it's a good time before the inspection gets started for those items to be decluttered so that the inspector can access it, especially electrical panels. A lot of times electrical panels are in a closet or they're behind a shelf or something. And then when we get there, some people are under the assumption, well, the home inspector is going to move them. Home inspector is not there to move any furniture, and won't move any furniture.
That's not their job. That's exactly. Not their job. Their job is basically to inspecting. So you have to make it easy for them to get to whatever they're inspecting.
Exactly. Even coming down to the attic, right? We've done many houses where we open up the attic hatch and the attic has no room to even get in. They have all their belongings stuffed in the front of the attic and we can't get into there. And therefore the attic gets disclaimed because the inspector can't do a thorough inspection of it. And then it causes a back and forth between the buyer and the seller because the buyer wants to know what's in the attic and blah, 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 whatever, it just goes around in a circle going between agents and lawyers and everybody else,
So just for peace of mind, everything that needs to be done, I would suggest clear a path, whether it's the boiler room, the utility room, the attic, the basement, clear paths basically so people can get in, they can get access and do what they got to do.
Exactly. That's so important. And also what I want to mention too, which a lot of people don't even think about, what about your pets, right?
Thank you for bringing that up.
What about your dog or your cat or something like that, right? Like it's important that if you have animals, either put them away in a cage so that they don't come out when the inspector is doing the inspection, or, maybe they won't be at the house during that time, right? Because the inspector does not know what happens in your house. They don't know that you have a cat. They don't know when they're opening and closing the door that your cat likes to run outside. They're not going to know these things, right? So really important, if you have any pets, make sure that they're secured and they're put away, so that nothing happens to them.
Dryer vents. I would
That's a
suggest
good
people
one.
clear out the dryer vent. You should be doing that how often should they be doing that? Is it like every 6 months, every 3 months, 4 months? What?
It should really be done every 6 months. But what a
Okay.
lot of people fail to do is a simple thing is to clean out your lint, right? When you're doing laundry, I know when I do laundry, I have a little lint holder. I take it out and I clean it every time I do a load. Gas is it annoying, but lint is actually a huge fire hazard.
Yes.
And if the lint gets stuck, then that's when a fire can happen. Also, the type of laundry vent that you use, right? If you have, and what's so funny is the laundry machine, the dryer machine manufacturers, they include the flexible metal rigid, vent in the box. And these are not even approved for dryer vents. They're
What's
not
the approved
approved.
ones? The plastic ones?
No, it's actually the plastic ones. No, anything that's kinked is not approved. Or, the flex metal ones that can be,
Okay.
it has to be a smooth vent. And what happens is the kinks, when you have the dryer kinks everywhere,
The lint gets
vent,
stuck in there.
exactly,
Right.
which then can cause another fire. So you want the smooth metal vent. That's what you want. And it's so funny that those are what's always included in manufacturer boxes.
And the vents that you're talking about, you can easily get them from Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever.
Very inexpensive to get those at those stores. Absolutely.
What's normal wear and tear basically in the house?
So that depends, right? What I want to say first and foremost, there is no such thing as a perfect house. It doesn't
Say that
exist.
one more time, please.
No such thing as a perfect house at all, right? And super important that buyers come in with this realization of this, right? They have to understand they are not the first family living into this house. They might not even be the second. They might not even be the third. They might be the 10th for all we know. We really don't even know, right? Now, there's going to be wear and tear on any house. You have people living in it day to day. As you sit there where you're at right now, Evans, there's wear and tear happening on that building right now.
Yes.
So really important that they understand that. Now, what differentiates normal wear and tear? There's really no specific guide what's normal wear and tear. It all depends on how well the current owners or the previous owners have maintained the house, right? So some houses are in better conditions than other houses because it's all about owners, right? Did the owners actually care about their house? And if something broke, did they fix it? Or did they just duct tape items to try to fix it?
Yeah.
That's what really makes or breaks a house.
I think one of the key things people need to know is when you're in the home inspection with the home inspector is going to tell you some certain things about the house. Here's how you should maintain it. This will help you make this last a couple more years and stuff like that. So I always tell my buyers, please walk around with the home inspector, pay attention to what they're saying. If you have questions, ask them then and there. They're going to review everything with you at the end of the home inspection, and you'll get a report at the end of the home inspection or later on in the evening or in the morning. But you're going to get a report. But if you have any questions, go over that with the home inspector. That's their job. They can explain to you basically what everything is and what the normal wear and tear might be, and if there's some items you need to change at a later date.
Yeah, they have to remember, this is a company that you're paying you as the buyer, right? So you want to make sure that whatever questions you may have, you ask them right there and then, just like what you're mentioning now. This is your opportunity. This is an opportunity to get to know the house as well. Wear and tear, absolutely, it's in every single house. And it's so important. I just have to say, get rid of the idea that you're buying a perfect house, because you're not. And it's, even brand new construction is not perfect. right? So it's important that buyers understand that and they ask questions, or if they don't understand something, now is the opportunity. But what's also the opportunity during the home inspection is for the buyers to take any type of measurements or any type of pictures of anything so that they can go back, because more than likely they may not get access to the house again until they actually own the home.
Exactly. One thing I want to stress to people when they're buying a home, the home inspection, take this as the owner's manual. That's pretty much what it is. So you know the ins and outs of this house, basically, and you can make an informed decision for yourself. Is this too much for me, or is this something I can handle? And yeah, I can move forward with this. So that's basically what the home inspection take that. That's what the purpose of that is for.
I love that. I like to refer to it as a honey-do list, right? A honey-do list, and this is okay. This is everything I gotta get done.
I gotta pause. We can't just say that without. I'm pretty sure every single guy who's watching this right now knows what a honey-do list is. Your wife or significant other has told you when you were off, "Hey, honey, do this. Honey, do that," and probably with something like that, or maybe a longer list.
Exactly.
But every guy has heard that, and some of you ladies have heard it also.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, and that's what I like to refer to the report, because it's not realistic, unless it's a major safety issue, to assume these items are going to be fixed during this process. That's not realistic, right? Like if you take a home inspection report, they're inspecting thousands of items. You're not going to take thousands of items back to the real estate attorney and say, hey, we want all this fixed. So look at the home inspection where it's telling you the story, it's telling you the biggest issues that are happening, and it gives you an idea of where you need to start and what to do. And this could take a year, it could take a few years, but you're buying a house, you're buying an investment, and home ownership starts when you purchase that house, and it doesn't end with just a home inspection, right? Whenever it snows, there's many different things that are always being done to a house.
There's snow, there's hurricanes, there's rain, earthquakes. No, we don't have them that much here, but knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood.
but if you have a good home inspector, they're gonna prep you basically of what to expect, what you should be mindful of, and stuff like that. And your realtor will suggest some stuff as well.
One thing I want to make clear.
That's the purpose of why we do these videos.
Absolutely. And one thing I want to make clear: home inspection is not a guarantee. It is not a guarantee. The home inspection is just it's a moment in time. It's telling you what's happening to the house at that moment. But in a year from now, that home could change. How could it change? Well, weather, right? Weather is a big major player. Things age, things break after normal use. So that's one thing I want everybody to keep in mind as well. Home inspectors are not fortune tellers. It's not a guarantee. So it's a moment in time, and it's telling you what's happening to that house at that moment.
Think of it as you're taking a snapshot of the house at that moment. So for those of you who are at a certain age, I don't want to say the age, but we had instant cameras back in the day where we took Polaroids. Took pictures with the Polaroid camera, and boom, whatever that was happening at that moment, that's the photo that you have. So
I had those even when I was a kid, so I don't know how old those are. I had those too.
I'm close to 50, so I know they're coming back. So, but anyway, Brigitte, thank you so much for doing this, and I just want people to know that when you're doing a home inspection, basically whether you're on the seller side, just to prevent certain things, you want to make sure maintenance wants when you're putting the house on the market. Here's some stuff I should probably fix. Do that. I suggest this to every buyer. You're buying a house, get a home inspection. Once your offer is accepted, do a home inspection. Do it as soon as possible. And
absolutely.
Go over the home inspection with your realtor. Your realtor will point out the most important items that you want to focus on, and then you can negotiate that with the other side. Other than that, Brigitte, is there anything you want to add?
No, that's it. It's a pleasure coming on here as always with you, and thank you again.
All right. Well, we can't have real tea with Evantz Saint-Gerard without having some tea. So, guys, have a good one. Thanks for watching.